Hello there, marketing professor and marketing researchers. Welcome to our group presentation for Marketing Research 470. Hi, I'm Derek.
I'm Brianna.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Hannah, and we are the
A-Team!
Our research project was designed to investigate consumers' preferences towards buying a backpack that incorporated corporate social responsibility initiative. We conducted a survey that we used to analyze and interpret our findings regarding college students' environmental awareness and concern, their support towards charities, and their concern regarding the well-being of employees. Our 3 corporate social responsibility initiatives we studied were fair trade practices, a buy one give one charity, and the use of eco-friendly materials.
Recently, corporate social responsibility has become a large part of sustainability within the decision process of consumers. Studies have shown a large number of consumers seek to purchase a brand that is dedicated to a social responsibility. According to the Nielsen survey, people are verifying a brand committed to a positive social environmental impact by checking product packaging before they purchase. As reported by participants, social and environmental issues rank highest of importance. Therefore, it is vital for brands to advertise social and environmental issues on their packaging to emotionally connect with their consumers. In a Nielsen Global survey, participants were willing to pay more for products that aligned with their core values. In 2015, 66% of global respondents say they are willing to pay more for a product and services that come from companies that are committed to positive social and environmental impact, up from 55% in 2014 and 50% in 2013. Respondents are willing to pay more for brands they trust and brands that are committed to being environmentally friendly and committed to social issues. When it came to the consumer decision process, these attributes on the product packaging were considered to be heavy influencers, according to the 2015 Nielsen survey. An example of a backpack brand who is active in implementing their corporate social responsibility initiatives is Patagonia. Many of their products charge fair trade premiums. According to an article called Patagonia, Sustainability Pioneer Presses, they indicate that premiums charged for those fair trade certified products go back to workers in their supply chain who decide how to use their money, whether it be for daycare centers at factory, increased health programs, or clean water factories. Another example, Tom's Shoes, nicknamed the One for One Company. Tom's implements a CSR that contributes to society by giving 1 pair of shoes for every pair purchased, and have given over 35 million pairs of shoes for over 60 countries. Tom's Give Back business model has catapulted since launch and has been adopted by similar scaled companies with various ranges of products. Both Patagonia and Tom's implement different forms of social responsibilities in their business models to stay transparent and relevant in the marketplace.
Our research question we studied was, which corporate social responsibility initiative do consumers most prefer, and how much value do they place on their most preferred initiative? And our hypothesis was, we believe that the charity Buy One Give One will be the most preferred out of the 3 CSR initiatives, as well as having the highest perceived value. Based on this question, we developed a choice-based experiment involving the 3 generic black backpacks. Each backpack was labeled with a different CSR initiative, and they were eco-friendly materials, charity Buy One Give One, and fair trade practices. Having these initiatives labeled on the backpacks helped determine the consumer's decision on which backpack to purchase, as well as what they perceived the value to be in US dollars for that selected backpack.
To help us collect the necessary data, we developed an online survey-based questionnaire through Qualtrics, in which we implemented screening questions, purchasing behavior questions, and questions that measured the level of concern respondents had for social and environmental issues. We quantified the responses by including scales such as Likert scales and popular single item scales. For example, the likelihood of purchasing a backpack given various features and corporate social responsibilities, or how concerned, if at all, a respondent was with global warming. The method we used to collect data for our survey-based questionnaire includes sending out the survey via email as well as utilizing social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram, and posting the link on our account pages. By using these collection methods, we were able to obtain a large enough sample size to analyze and report our findings accurately. A sampling technique that we used to help us collect respondents for our survey was non-probability sampling. This allowed us to collect participants that represent our target population of college students between the ages of 18 and 25. By setting a few criteria questions in our survey, it helped us ensure that our target population was represented accurately. Another sampling technique we used was convenience sampling. This is because a majority of those who participated in our survey were SDSU students, and were the ones who had the easiest access to. Our findings represent that more than 60% of respondents would want to purchase a backpack from our company that participates in Buy One, Give One charity. Companies should further investigate whether being involved in a charity giveback would be beneficial to their profits. Although our respondents chose the Buy One, Give One charity giveback as their most desired CSR option, it was valued at the lowest perceived value. People are willing to pay $9.96 more for a backpack company that supports fair trade practices than charity giveback, and $5.12 more for a backpack company that uses eco-friendly materials other than charity giveback. It seems as though backpack companies should initiate and advertise their efforts in fair trade practices and price their backpacks accordingly. They will receive the highest return on investment, since consumers will most likely pay most for that corporate social responsibility out of the other three choices.
Some limitations for our survey design were that we did not label the 0 to 100 scales. We assumed participants perceived 0 as being the least and 100 being the highest. We acknowledge that this may have been interpreted differently amongst individuals. Another limitation that our survey contained was a question asking respondents to select 3 preferred features on a backpack from a feature list provided. This question lacked additional questions asking the participant to rank each feature they selected from highly desired to least desired. Instead, the question had grouped them together and assumed all 3 features were equally valued. In addition to this question, we also decided to delete any respondents that selected heated shoulder straps as a feature. We believe these respondents were not taking our survey seriously by selecting these features and decided it was irrelevant to our survey analysis. However, after careful consideration, we acknowledge that this could have been a feature that was actually appealing to the participant. As a part of our research limitations, we also had some weaknesses that may have altered our research. In the design of our research project, we found that 3 backpack images we used in our survey may have been biased towards consumer preference, which could have skewed the answers based on color and not the social responsibility. Another weakness we came across was from the convenient sampling method of surveying participants through online platforms. This survey may have been more accurate if the backpacks were presented to participants in a real-life setting. Lastly, another weakness we found in our research design was developing biased questions that could have potentially led participants to predict our research objective.
Based on our findings, backpack companies should incorporate a social responsibility initiative. We found consumers are more likely to pay a higher price for a backpack that implements fair trade practices, followed by eco-friendly materials. We also found that the consumers, on average, would be more inclined to buy a backpack that incorporates a Buy One, Give One CSR initiative. Although our statistical tests showed no significant findings, businesses can use the results to develop a competitive advantage in the marketplace, and it can also help to improve companies' profits, product production, and assist in building consumer retention.
Our recommended next steps to improve research would be to perform a pretest. The pretest would allow the researchers to collect data on the consumer's willingness to pay for a backpack that is either charity, buy one, give one, eco-friendly materials, or fair trade practices. Another recommendation would be to randomly assign participants to one of the 3 CSR conditions. The findings from the pretest would present a baseline price of a consumer's willingness to pay for a backpack with a corporate social responsibility initiative, thus giving getting a more precise analysis of the average price consumers are willing to pay for a backpack. In addition, we would also recommend improving research by expanding the age range of participants and also collecting data from participants who purchase backpacks but are not currently enrolled at a university. This would create a subset that is more of a valid representation of a population.